yeah, the cold is something different.
Oof. Yeah, I
You
can't
guys
do it.
tell me. I'm in Syracuse.
Oh, jeez.
It's been like 14 degrees all week and windy.
Mm.
No
Oh,
me gusta.
Yeah, right.
I'll go to the beach for you today.
Please do. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna catch you up, Malta, a little bit. So John has been our most consistent person so far. He is a barber in San Diego. That's how we met, actually. I think he cut me hair right before my wedding. Is that right?
I don't remember if it was before your wedding, but it was definitely like 2 years ago. You were one of my first ones in San Diego, and I started at Reds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
And
kind of
so
broke off, and yeah.
And then, so for the last couple of weeks, we've been working on helping him brand a company to go out on his own. We've come up with Concierge Cuts and working on his logo. He got his LLC going, and his business model that he really wants to work on is having like a mobile barber shop, like in a van, and then going to get clients at like corporate offices. And so, like, going, showing up, do like 10 haircuts, peacing out to the next clients.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. And then John Malta, he's been basically an international entrepreneur for like the last at least 10 years, maybe 15 plus. He created a company called Shore Buddies. They were one of the first companies to make stuffed animals from recycled plastic bottles. And he did a lot of work, yeah, on educating children on the importance of renewable and recycling and taking care of the planet. And now I know he's working on some big things in Europe. He's been traveling around a lot, just networking, meeting everybody, trying to piece everything together. I think you could say better than me, Malta. We haven't talked to him, I don't think, a couple months, actually. It's been a while.
I know it's been a minute. Yeah, but it's pretty accurate, correct? So what I've been pretty much in the toy industry, children's toys, and currently transitioning from a brand perspective more towards manufacturing. And I want to revolutionize manufacturing more towards the circular economy approach. And my big belief is that circular economy only works when you keep the circle kind of very small, meaning you're using regional sources rather than having everything manufactured in China and then use it somewhere else and then getting it back to China, reproducing it, all of that. So using local resources, increasing recycling quotas, and then taking that material and making new toys out of already existing materials. So reducing waste and bringing the economy locally.
Hell yeah, that is great. Sustainability is a huge issue, and outsourcing it creates a different set of problems.
Yeah. Okay. So I know John has to take off a little early today. What were we wanting to talk about today, John?
Yeah. So far I'm just getting everything ready. I got the site all made up and everything. I just need to buy the upgrade so I can connect my domain. I got the domain. But now today I'm just like worrying what my next step is for a loan. And I don't really know how to go forward with that. Like I don't have like tax returns for the last couple of years. I was like coming out of living in my car, so I was like getting my life together. So like I need to do that and then I don't know how to qualify for a loan other than a personal one through like Credit Karma.
Yeah. So just to touch on the website, did you end up building on Wix?
Yeah. Here, let me see if I can flip this camera. But yeah, I don't think I can. There you go. Got some vlogs going. I edited them up, connected my Instagram, a lot of keywords, and then I got to go through the SEO on Wix. That was like really convenient that it's all in that one thing.
Nice. Yeah. That's good. That's a good start. You've come a long way just in the last 3 weeks.
It's taking the push, honestly. I could have done it, but I don't know. Something about being in the group really pushes me and compels me to like try harder and more.
It's one of the most important things to do as an entrepreneur is to surround yourself with people that just say that you can do it. You know, like it's so hard sometimes to convince yourself that you're doing the right steps because it's so much easier to be like, well, there's 1,000 options. Why don't I don't know which one I should take. And when really you just need to take one option and go with it. But I think that's what having people around you for accountability. Accountability buddies. It's one of my favorite made up words.
Buddies. That's a
I
good
know.
one.
I mean, Malta and I went through the ringer, especially during like 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up basically in my living room for the whole year filming a children's TV show for his show or for his brand because he was like a storefront product and nobody was going to stores anymore. I mean, how many sales were canceled? Like $300,000 or something like that just overnight.
Yeah, pretty much lost $500,000.
Yeah. And then, so, it's just like, we just pushed each other through 2020, basically. I don't even know if we really had any too much positive effect on the company, but you just kept moving because it's either move or die.
That's exactly what it was, and was such a big lesson to learn. And I'm now seeing that really in retro perspective, right? Like if you cannot work, then go and educate yourself or learn a new skill. And that's exactly what we did, right? We had no we had no idea what we were doing when we first started out, right? But we had no other options. Everything was locked down, and going online was the only option. And you have to produce content. And then it was like, okay, we have a kids product, like how do we sell now? We have an online store, everything is ready and set up. So what can we do? So okay, let's go and start and do the show. And it kind of like really went viral, and not only that was really helpful for the brand, that we stayed present, that we engaged others. At the end we really had so many kids and ambassadors standing on their content. And quite nicely, what happened at the same time is I got really comfortable at speaking in front of a camera. So that really helped me, to become a podcast host later on, to do online presentations, to do all kind of things, public speaking. A friend of mine, he's a public speaking coach, and he always starts when he is like in a new audience. He always says this one thing that's like, the first thing, the number one thing people are scared of is dying. The second one is public speaking, right? So for everyone who kind of like learns how to do public speaking is really so much ahead of the curve. And I think it's something that you really have to master as an entrepreneur, right? Because people don't really care what your product is, what you sell, and all of that. It's really the story you have to tell. People buy into your why. And if you cannot communicate your why, I think that's really what matters the most.
Yeah, Greg just sent me a good video on that, and it broke it down really well on the why and how to project that to people. And it's like a light bulb clicked, and I didn't. You don't realize how important until you do realize it.
Yeah, it's amazing how that whole light bulb thing works. It's like you're just in the dark. You don't even realize you're in the dark every day. And then all of a sudden it just comes together. It makes sense. You know what direction, you have your purpose. Once you have your purpose, you're unstoppable. It's like Anthony with his book. It's like, that's one of the things I coach Anthony on is like, because he came to me when I was holding the torch of leadership. I had the company, I had a big team. I was able to support him. And now, like, I'm like, man, you got the torch now. Like, you got the fire. You are Prometheus. Like, people are following you, not me, like you. And it's just realizing that when you have this thing, when you have this purpose, like you are the only person that can stop yourself. I mean, there's so many examples throughout history of that. I mean, obviously there's extreme ones, you know, like Alexander the Great, you know, a great example of an unstoppable force of nature. But all he did was believe, and he believed in people around him more than he believed in himself, I think. But I mean, you got the torch now for yourself, John. You know, I see it in your eyes. I see every week that you're showing up here, you're more and more decisive about what next steps are, what your vision is for yourself. And having that belief in yourself is how you get money. People don't invest in people that don't believe in their vision, because the people that can't repay money are the people that waver on themselves. Like, I've seen Malte go and find like $20,000-$30,000 in like a day to get his shit out of lockup. Like, there was one day he had shipping containers coming from China, and for whatever reason they were held up, and then they were stuck at the port, and then at the port they play a dirty game. Like, yeah, you got to pay us this money, but also we're going to charge you a shit ton of money every day that you can't pay us the money as a stocking fee, a holding fee. And so every day it just gets more and more expensive, to the point where it costs more than what your product is worth. And then what the fuck is the point of even doing it? But when you have a product company, and every product companies go in cycles. Like, you buy product, you sell it, you buy a little bit more product, you sell it. If you're lucky enough, you get an investment, you can buy a lot of product, get more margin, but then you got to pay back those people and buy product. Like, it's just a dirty game doing product. But Malte basically had to, in like a day or two, figure out how to get tens of thousands of dollars from nowhere in order to get the product out. And I saw him on the phone basically not yelling at people, but being fucking German as shit. And being like, I need this money, otherwise I am dead in the fucking water. And he got the money, and he got the product, and he probably didn't make any money on that shipment, but it was better than losing the whole order and then losing all of his customers and everything that would have followed with not being able to follow through on the orders that came from him. But the belief in himself and in his business is the only reason why he was able to get that money. I mean, how many people do you think you call up, Malte?
It was probably in the 3 digits, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you think asking
that's really the thing, you know, like what I learned is you just cannot give up, you know, like it's easy as that. Like, you have to be the first and last believer, and that's what happens, you know, like, and sometimes it's the second or the third or the fourth call, and the more established you become, the more established your network becomes, the more reliable you are, and the more history you have in business. I don't want to say it gets easier, but sometimes the ball moves a little bit faster, you know, in your advantage. But in general, it's really like, yeah, you have to be there. And like, the bigger you grow as a company, like, just the bigger the problems get, you know, like, they will never stop. They will just shift into something new. But I always say it's kind of like a spiritual journey as well to become an entrepreneur, right? So like, you don't get anything you cannot handle, right? It's just like everything is another test, and you will get through that. And sometimes it's just like, all right, John, how much do you really want that, right? So like, let's show us what you can do, and if you really want that. And one other point I've also learned, the thing, it's usually not a money situation, right? Like, and revenue and profit and all of that, it doesn't really matter. For most companies, it's a cash flow game, right? Like, it's how do you stay liquid, how do you stay above the water without drowning, and that's cash flow.
Yeah, I had that issue once when I had my marketing company. I think it was right at the beginning of 2020. Well, I've been doubling revenue every quarter, and we were crushing. but we had a little bit of a slow month, and my expenses overtook my income just by a little bit. And you know how banks work. Overdraft fee, this, blah, blah, blah. I was at Chase Bank, by the way.
Oof. I'll get you.
Within a week, all of a sudden we were under a couple $1,000s. Like before I even knew how to stop the flow. Because, you know, we have so many automated monthly payments for different programs and all sorts of stuff. And then and the bank didn't work with me, and I did the math, and it would have taken us like 2 months to dig ourselves out of the hole with the charges coming in and the overdraft fees and all that, even though we were doing as best we'd ever done. The solution ended up being stop using that bank, and I just went and started a new bank account at another bank. Now the fucked up thing is it was a great bank. It's called First Republic in La Jolla. Is a small bank. Like if I was gonna have something that overdraft my account, they would call me and be like, do you want us to push this through or not? Like it was that bank. But they actually ended up going under a couple years ago, and fucking Chase Bank bought them, and I ended up with a Chase Bank account again, and I was so mad. What's up, Anthony? Welcome.
Alf, what's up?
Good morning. Malte, what up, dude?
What's cracking, brother? Long time no speak.
Fucking hitting the grind, baby.
Hitting the grind. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, John, so there's 1,000 ways to get money, and it's literally however you can get it. Because you're looking at a van right now, right? That's like already kind of built out.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on a response from that guy, and he's not messaging back yet, but hopefully some comes through with that. So then I'm already looking into like bus options, like on Facebook Marketplace and everything like that, and some bus dealers online. All of them, like most expensive is probably around 30 for like the bus itself, and then online through Facebook Marketplace, it's like from 5 to like 15 for the whip. So
Okay.
I'm just exploring options.
Nice. What's your personal credit look like?
It's recovered a lot. So we're about like 639 right now for all my scores.
Okay. You need to get that up to like I think like a 670 or 680. And that will open up a lot of doors for people doing small business loans. Also, credit unions are usually a lot friendlier. With small business loans or personal loans. And if you're buying it as a vehicle, auto loans, they'll give those out for free, basically. You might pay a high interest rate. But if it's what you need to get started, you know, so knowing that you're just going to be able to make that work.
Okay.
So, I mean, do you know like what the build out cost would be on like a bus on top of it?
Oh, like building it out? No, I haven't like done the quote for like supplies and wood yet. I know that I'd have to get like a chair. That's like roughly 5. I'd probably spend like a couple more thousand just on the equipment. Like at least 3,000, because I'm trying to have like solar power and battery banks so I don't burn out my whip battery.
So let me throw this at you. So you have your peak goal, like make a van or a bus built out with chairs, everything inside a vibe. What is your I can get started here goal? Because like in my mind, it's like you could get a cheap ass truck, who cares what it looks like, and bring like a chair into people's offices, and maybe you just have like a tent that you can pop up around it with like a flooring that you can roll out and sweep up. And so you could do all of that for like under $5,000 probably, and not have to do the whole build out. Maybe that's like your long-term goal, but Like, what's an attainable first step? Because, like, yeah, it'd be great to just be like, yeah, give me $100,000. I'm going to do this perfect. It's really hard to get money these days. Money isn't free anymore. They used to give it away like candy to businesses, but especially like if you're just getting going, like what is the lowest barrier to entry just to start building your client base? Like even if you're just going to people's houses, or doing like one at a time, like it's not how much business can I do this month. It's like if I just start adding like one client a week, what am I going to look like in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? Because in 2 years, one client a week is 200 people that you're doing a month, you know, or every 2 months. Like that's a lot of regular clients. If you're adding one person just every week, and if you're doing, 100, 200 people a month on the regular, like that's a lot of monthly recurring revenue. And that's when banks are like, yeah, we'll give you money because we see a history of transactions reliably coming in, and they have no problem giving you money then to do your perfect build out. So don't
it's all about just starting.
Yeah. So, and it's okay to just be starting, like you don't have to be the perfect vision in your head. And also it just gives you something to work for, like Anthony's been working on his book for 10 years and we're still maybe releasing it in the next month.
Okay.
So,
all right. That makes
it
a little more feasible. It feels like not such a big task when you think of it like that too.
Yeah, like, just do it in manageable bites. And that'll help teach you everything you need to know about your sales process and what people really want and all of that. Because like you take out $100,000 loan or even a $30,000 to $50,000 loan, and then you decide like, this model doesn't really work the way I thought it was. Now you're on the hook for fucking 30, 50K. You're just like, well, now I got this Barber van that I don't really use that I got to get rid of or do something with because you didn't prove your concept before you went and did it. And like we all know it's a good concept, but a 1,000 things always have to line up no matter what you're doing.
Cool.
I don't know if anybody else has any input on that thought process.
Yeah, I like that. It's usually a great strategy, right? To build out like an MVP, minimum viable product, what you need really to get started before you like do all the big investment and stuff like that. And I really like the concept of it all, John. I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen that. And I think if you really start out with a couple of corporate clients, to offer that, there's some in San Diego that really love that. And a lot of times they actually have kind of like the employee relationship officers, right? You go through the HR department, not the ones that kind of like is protecting the company from the employees, but the ones that are actually engaging with their community and helping out with those services, because they do a lot. They do like, sport, fitness programs and stuff like that. And I bet if you like, reach the right people at Qualcomm, at what is the company called that does Orbitex? But there are a couple of corporate clients, like, or even like the big institutes. If you go up to UCSD, Scripps, La Jolla, all of that, it's going to be like, hey, I'm going to be on site, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Have them, post out flyers, and you go to one location a day, and I think you're set.
Yeah, that's the idea behind it. I've already started talking with a few people who are pitching it to some of their friends with like larger office structures. So I'm really feeling motivated to get it going. Anthony, looking good.
Hey,
Dude, I can tell you right now, John, that the fear you're feeling, it ain't ever gonna stop. It ain't ever going nowhere. But one client can change everything. And I know Greg's hit that.
Something.
I know Malta's. I know every one of us in this chat has hit that moment where you get that one client, and all of a sudden, 10 grand a month coming in, and you're just like, "Holy shit, I did it!" Now, it doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
But one
Rest on
client,
the laurels.
one client.
Yeah. All it takes is one.
And look, bro, and the path is the way, right? The path is the fucking journey or some shit, right? Because yes, I did start writing a book 10 years ago, and now I have a fucking video game, a board game, and I have 4 books. So, you know, you fall into it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Oh, it's so cold. It's so cold here. It's like 65. Oh God.
Oh man. I don't know how we're surviving.
15 degrees here.
That's what I'm talking shit. Talking shit, Greg.
Whatever. Oh man.
Hell yeah.
All right. Do you have any other questions at the moment, John?
No, I'm good. I was just wondering, like, my next path because I was feeling overwhelmed about that loan process, but I can do more of those feasible steps actually. Move on like that.
Yeah. Because do you already have like your own chair or anything like that?
No, I still need the chair, but I have like all like the little things, towels, warmers. I got an eyeball on a very cheap, affordable sink option, so that's all lined up pretty good.
Nice. Yeah. So you think probably like $1,000 or $2,000, and you could get everything you need to be like, hey, we're just gonna set up in Sue's office today. If you want a haircut, come by, bring $50.
Yeah, probably. I'd say more like 5, but yeah.
Okay, $5,000 or 500.
Oh, $5,000. Sorry.
Okay, nice. Yeah, because like you could probably go to like just like shared office space type of places and just be like, hey, I'm here. You want a haircut? I'm doing it on the cheap today, $20. Come on down. Like just get your name out there. You just get the practice out. Never be afraid to give something away for free. Never discount though. Something we all learn. Discounting lowers the perceived value of who you are and what you're doing. Always like take away or add services depending on how much value you want to include. Be like, yeah, I know $50 might seem like a lot, but I'll tell you what do I throw in a free beard trim up? And then you're not being like, oh, okay, I'll do it for 30, because then they'll be like, all right, 30 is your real price. But yeah, man, you got this. You're almost there. Are you working in a shop right now still? Are you still at Reds?
Yeah, no, I'm in Little Italy now, working at Vince's barber shop.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's a great spot, but you know,
It looks like he
That's
needs a
not where
cleaner.
your clientele. You need to be. You need to be in the business side. No, that side of town is too. Nobody's going to barbers in Little Italy, right? Am I wrong? But like, you know what I mean? I'm down here in Chula and I see a line out the door at this place over here.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I think I second that. I think your place should be Sorrento Valley. You know, like you need to be in the business area, like right at the corporate offices, right in their parking lot.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly where I want to go. Like, that's where I'm thinking of taking the bus.
you go. So like, where was Hennish's company, Greg? He needs to walk into Hennish's real estate company and be like, "Who wants a fucking haircut?" Right? Like those industrial but sales. Anybody who's selling anything on any level gets haircuts once a week, most likely.
I'm
Those
thinking
are
of
the
hitting
people
up
we're
dock
looking for.
workers too, over there at the.
They're like me. Look at my hair. Ask me the last time I got a haircut. You can't go
Where are you
too
guys
far.
at?
You can't go too far. Otherwise they don't care about their hair. Right? That's where I'm at. Only one in the family with it, and they're all pissed, and I leave it like this. It's hilarious.
I'm jealous.
Flaunt it.
But I don't know. I can help you. We could go around. I'll go around with you and scream at people. Who wants a haircut? I'll do it.
Thanks.
But you got to come with me to Comic-Con and scream about my book.
I'll absolutely scream about your book.
Hey, there we go. We got one.
Sold.
Wear a
Trade.
costume.
Deals.
Done.
I went with him. We wore a costume. People loved it.
Hell yeah. Put me in a costume.
We did our best.
Give me my face paint.
Dude,
Give me some lines.
my mom was the one who was the crazy. She was the one who was like, let's go to all the hotels in the surrounding area and the bars because that's where all the rich people are. And I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even think of that. And we walked in and she was hawking millionaires at the bar like she was freaking doing her job at work again. And I was just like, oh my God, I have no, who is this? It was pretty cool to see her work. But like, dude, there's always like a POV shift, a simple corner peek, a simple fucking like step forward that like the fog just raises, right? Like right now, you have stepped away from the light of society towards entrepreneurism, which is straight into the dark. And then you're sitting in the dark now, like, okay, what do we do? And eventually little sparks and flashes of light start to show. And that's where you're at now. You've got the idea, you've got the direction. Now you got to get there. How do we get there? And you'll get to a point where the lights will turn back on, brother. And the fear, you must ride the fear. You got to ride the fear like a fucking stallion towards your dreams. Sorry, I get motivational on my morning Gregory.
I love the motivational speak, Anthony, man. That's gold.
This is half for myself, bro. I'm fucking. The only reason I can say this is because I feel the same way. I call Greg every day, damn near crying in self-doubt. Like, bro, are you sure? Are you sure I'm not a loser who just spent 10 years of his life fucking, diddling in a book? I do it every day.
Yeah. And then I turn back and I go, I've invested 5-6 years of my life into helping you write this book. You better not fucking stop.
And that usually works. That usually works.
The weight of leadership, it helps push you forward. When you have to rely on you, people that have expectations.
When I meet people like John who get goosebumps when I tell them the story, it's like, okay, I should probably finish this.
Yeah, you definitely should. It's a really
And
good
now
book.
it's the beginning is started. Book 1 is done. The audio book, I'm almost halfway through editing it. And it's, who knows? I could be the cool dude who just did that, or I could be the next fucking dude getting interviewed and just be like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, you could go viral for that shit though. No. Be like,
That's
look at this goober who wrote a book. Let's buy his
trust
stuff.
me, Greg. That's why I'm staying away from the internet. I know my person. I know who I am.
That's why I try to get on the internet every day.
The people will love me, but then I will be myself and I will say something mean. They will no longer love me.
Half of them won't love you. The other half will be more diehard.
That's fair. That's fair.
Exactly. There's always people who will do business with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, John, I know you got to take off in a little bit here. I want to make sure to ask. So, what are your goals you think for this next week before our next meeting? What you want to try to get accomplished?
I have the licensing lined up. I went over all that. So I'm just going to be going and getting the licensing really. I'm just stacking some cards, paying them down, stacking and paying down so I don't keep my debt low while I get all the licenses and small things out of the way. So that's just pretty much the plan right now. And then
midweek,
find a whip and then bam, bam, and get something done.
Okay. Anthony, John needs a whip. You guys, Anthony's got a couple of hooks on whips.
A whip.
Yeah.
Shit, if I didn't change my plans, I'd be able to just fucking loan you mine. But I changed my plans.
Yeah.
Good.
The problem is you're like the third. Like I've had 3 people ask me about vehicles. I'm trying to think. I mean, I can get you now. Okay, if you're trying to buy it cheap, now I understand what Greg's talking about. I have exactly the guy I need to introduce you to buy a vehicle for very, very cheap. but it's a risk because they're auction vehicles, so you don't really know what you're getting yourself into when you're buying.
I
And
see.
the way that this guy operates is like, I mean, when I walked in there to buy myself a car a couple months ago, all he talked about was trying to get me on his team to be another one of his like car salesmen, right? Where it's like you drop the money for the vehicle, clean it up, get it nice, and then instantly post it and try and sell it on Craigslist for like $5,000 more. And he could help, I could help. And then if the car works and you like it, you get to keep driving the car, right? That's kind of how, like I almost bought a fucking Jeep Trackhawk the other day just to have something with some testicles. And but then like I realized like I don't know what I'm going to be dealing with. I don't want to deal with this guy that much. And that's what it was like leaning towards, was like the never-ending cycle of buying and selling vehicles until I had a bunch of money or I got into something I liked. But like vans, all that kind of stuff, I can get, just depending on what size van, I can get for a better price. Now the difference is if you go off the lot, you're going to have some like recourse, like warranty and shit.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's something to think about.
I
Yeah.
get you something like this.
Yeah, something just like a 10-footer special bus.
Yeah, I know all about those. Yeah, you want something to like pull. Okay, I see where.
Yeah, stand, pull, and then something just cheap. That's why there's a lot of options on Facebook Marketplace for like $5,000 and up. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty good.
Facebook Marketplace is going to be a good spot too. I almost bought there was a bus being sold, old school bus, for like $5,000, and they'd painted it like metal black that they got from Home Depot, and it looked fucking sick. It looked like, I was like, Greg, could you imagine me pulling up to the Comic-Con with this thing? it was pretty cool. The problem is I'm a fucking giant, and the dream of stuffing myself into a vehicle is maybe just a dream.
Ooh, there's an
You
idea,
just got-
John. Maybe try to find like a small camper that then you pretty much just have to rip some stuff out of it to put in here, and you don't have to build anything out. It's already got a sink with water storage. It's already got a little bathroom. It's got like basically just rip out the bed area and make that like where you do the cuts.
Exactly.
And then you don't have to do the build out, because the build out's what's going to kill you. But you could probably get a camper and it already has almost everything you need.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's not
I
a
like
bad
the
idea.
idea.
Another thing I wanted to mention, it's also like worth looking at, is like those public auctions downtown. The thing is there, it's really hard to finance it. A lot of times it's cash buyers, right? So, and like a lot of car dealerships go there and get a vehicle. But it's like cars that got like compounded or whatnot, or like old police cars, old public cars, like the old school buses sometimes are in there. But it's really great if you have the cash to get a car cheap, right? But like you have to pay it cash.
Yeah. Like rental car places will get rid of their inventory every year or two as well.
Yeah.
You might
And that's like there's a lot of camper, like what is this, Cruise Across America, whatever it's called. They sell a couple of them, so I like the camper idea. So it's just like looking at the right place.
Build out is good.
Yeah.
Pre-build out, and I mod it as I go.
I remember I saw one guy with like a little build out. I don't remember what kind of car it was, but he was literally parked outside a shore club on the beach, like just doing haircuts right there.
Isn't like the all black bus with like the top rack on top?
I think so.
I saw that guy too when I was living in PB.
Yeah. But
I
I really like the camper idea. That simplifies so many aspects of it.
It's pricey though. It's a pricey fun idea. And that was exactly what my parents convinced. I had all the money to do exactly what we're talking about right now. And I was convinced that, disregarding the size thing, that like it's an expensive endeavor. And then driving that vehicle around or towing that vehicle around is an expensive endeavor, which, completing the full circle, is why you need to start with like walking into a business and saying, I'll show up here at this time, whatever day of the week, and I will give whoever's in line haircuts. I just need one of your chairs. Bust out one of the office chairs, or have some really cool, tactical chair you can set up right there in front of them. Because the camper method is expensive. It is expensive. If you're just,
There's actually like this make of like portable barber chairs this one guy just pushed out. So I'm gonna have to look into that.
Nice. But yeah, Anthony's got a point. You don't necessarily need a barber chair. I mean, a barber chair would be, obviously nice, but you could just find like a nice office chair for a couple $100 that doesn't have like a high headrest, and just use that. As long as it like locks in a couple of positions, like it spins, it twists. I mean, you're going into offices.
Yeah,
nice
my product is time consolidation mostly.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, and so again, it's like everything you can do to lower your barrier of entry to get customers. Because like if you went out today and talked to somebody and they're like, yeah, come by, we'll cut 5 people's hair. Like you're not going to say no because you don't have a chair. You're going to make it fucking work. Because you're going to go there and walk out with a couple $100, right? So, it's like, that's a good way to think about it, actually. Like if somebody today said, come here and cut our hair, what would you have to do to make that happen today with what you have?
Got it.
When you're under the gun, you're creative.
John, do you remember the friend that I hit up? I hit up Colin. Remember, Greg, we were talking last time about him and Colin's group. I hit up Colin. They're having some meeting happen somewhat soon. If you show up there and probably tell him that you're with me and Greg, then you're definitely gonna get business. Like he is a barber who got into money lending and all that kind of stuff. So he has a soft spot for barbers. And like if you show up to his event, and I'm sure Malta and Greg can attest to this, when entrepreneurs are building something new together, they need people. Like look at this meeting we're on right now. We need people, right? So
down the network.
The second that you show up and you're a local young entrepreneur with a business, and they get to all like flaunt how much they know about money, and they get to be the one to help you, like you'll probably get a couple customers, or at least a chance to go sell yourself to some gig just by standing next to these guys. Or absolutely nothing happens and you're right back where we are now.
Colin will educate you on money lending because he's been a hard money lender. He can get you money 10 ways to Sunday. So again, like it might not be the best to take out a big loan right now, but like if you take out like a $5,000 loan or take out a $5,000 line of credit just to get your chair and like a nice little setup, like if everything goes tits up, $5,000 is easy to pay off in a year, 50 grand, totally different.
Yeah.
$5,000 is no sweat. Like you can make that in a month of hustling. But yeah, I think that'd be a good thing to do. Connect. Are you already connected with this Colin guy?
Not yet.
Right.
But I'm down for some networking events. I would love to talk to some good people.
He should have the Instagram. I think I sent him the Instagram.
Well, we can do a text connect. Or
what?
A text connect, just like a little group text.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I can do that too.
So
it's easier for everyone, so we don't have to meet somewhere,
Right. So yeah, I see you probably got to take off now.
Yeah, I gotta get the bubs to school.
Alrighty, good talk. we'll keep chatting. We'll work on getting that intro going, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks so much, guys.
Malta, I got some questions about toys.
Tell me, brother.
Got some toy questions. Who am I looking for? Like, what's the name of the company or the profession, or like, if I want my own action figure, who do I call to like? So like, I started playing around with 3D
Ghostbusters.
printing. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Who are you gonna call?
Who you
Yeah.
gotta call?
Who's the Ghostbusters of toy making, or like what? Like even like your plushies, even all your little your little animals.
Mm.
You know, I've got people like in Mexico I could gotta move through, and some options in China are starting to open up, but I'm terrified that like I'm gonna like open myself up to some international person and they're just gonna steal everything.
Well, that's the thing. You cannot really protect much, right? Like the protection
Okay.
is kind of like in your brand, like the product and stuff like that. It's people are usually not interested in that, especially if it's a manufacturer to go that route. They really
Right.
want to manufacture your stuff and they want you to sell it. They don't
Right.
usually go unless it's like a major IP, but a major IP is always protected, right? So like if
Right.
they see, okay, they can like make a fucking Mickey Mouse and sell it, they will do that, right? But then at the
Right.
same time, they're calculating their risk. It's like, okay, who is the person who can sell that? Is it like some street vendors in fucking Colombia, like no one is checking on? Or is it something like I can actually bring to the beachfront in San Diego, right? Where
Right.
if there's like not an official Disney tag on it, like your fucking tits up in court, you know, that's
Yeah.
the thing. So, but
So
if you hold the IP and if you have the characters and all of that, you can go with that anywhere. The real thing is really like how big do you want to go? If you want to do China first, it's just like usually the minimum that fucking kills you, right? So like no one
right.
in China is like even interested to do business with you unless it's a 500 units, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
even super small for them.
Yeah. Okay. China's the end game.
Yeah,
China.
maybe for another year or two, but this is
Yeah,
also
oh
changing.
yeah, more if well, I mean, yeah, I don't have any budget, right? And so
Yeah.
it's like I'm setting up for I mean, the idea is to build this up and either it gets popular enough on its own that we are able to start bringing in money and doing our own things on our own, or worst case, we have to find somebody who's like in that industry, in the in the hunt for launching the next great story brand, and I'm sure there's plenty of those people out there.
Well, but that's
Um,
the thing. Like that's what I learned from the publishing industry too, right? And it pretty much applies for toys, for whatever, right? So it's
mhm,
no one buys the manuscript anymore. No one buys the story, right? It's like
right.
literally what I've been told from publishers in the book industry is like, okay, there's exactly two reasons why we would buy your stuff. Number one, you have a proof of concept, meaning you have sales, right?
Yep.
Or the second one is if you have 500,000 followers on Instagram, I will
Sure.
write the fucking book for you.
Sure.
Right?
And
Like you either have the platform
we're
or
on
the
our way
following.
to both. We're on our way to both of those options being very viable within the next 5 years.
Fuck
Right?
yeah.
That's why I'm
Perfect.
pushing book one out now and not like waiting for a formal editor to do their job. Like I'm just gonna start building hype, because if I can get 1,000 fans who are interested in it, then it makes sense to release book two, even though we're gonna do it anyway, right? And then it's like, okay, book three, and now we have 2,000 fans, and it's like, sure, maybe that's not enough to get any big time investors, but 2,000 fans is enough for me to do this for the rest of my life with a smile on my face.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
so
Like all you have to do is build a community, is build a fan base, and once you have the fan base, you can sell them fucking anything too, right? So like you can even
right,
go to Funko, like this little bubble hat things and be
yeah,
like, hey, I have 100,000 people like buying my stuff. Are you interested in a special edition? I will say, fuck yeah, let's go.
Check out this
right,
artwork. This is how far it's come. This is like a
Dang,
scene
bro.
from the story. So yeah, we've been working out a bunch of art. Anthony's found like I think 3 different artists that we really like at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah.
And so this is from a scene where the main character gets beat up by all the bullies. So we're doing the audiobook right now, and then we're gonna put together basically like a video graphic novel for like YouTube and Spotify, where we have like just the art that goes.
Graphic audiobook.
Yeah, graphic audiobook. There we go.
Nice.
So that like there's something to actually see, and then eventually this will turn into like full animation.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean it's really coming together nice.
Yeah,
Sounds cool.
I'm trying to extend myself to get this into like some anime studio before, you know, I'm trying to do any kind of crazy deals with anybody about like on the money side, even though I guess the show is money related, but like I'm not worried about, I'm worried about building fans and, you know what I mean? So that I can go sit in Netflix and be like, hey, put a studio behind me and, put some people who know their shit behind me. And because this is what I was able to do by myself. So if I have people with me, I'll be able to do much better and much faster. And, and just get into like I've been telling Greg, if we get into like a TV show scenario where we're just we have to sit in a dark room and grind out a cheap TV show for the next 2-3 years. Like that's the dream. That's what we're aiming for.
Okay. Malta and I've done that.
That's the fucking dream, exactly. Fucking drink your 6-pack before 12 and get stoned and fucking knock out content.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
German
still
beer
doing
and
that, baby.
Oh man,
That's
how much
just-
Stella did we drink that year? Stella and what's the
Not enough.
Bags. We drank bags. Not enough. That's the right answer. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was literally a 12-pack every day, dude.
Yeah. So how's everything going with your business coming together, Malta?
It's going well. It's going well. I just had to jump through the organizational hoops, if you will, here in Germany. And on Friday, I have a meeting with the government, with the officials, to tell them it's like, okay, cool. Now I have worked in this full, I don't know how you call it, but so that it kind of like applies to healthcare, stuff like that.
John
So I
just
was
drove
5
by
months
me on
in
the
that.
street. Sorry.
That's funny. And yeah, then on Friday I can be like, okay, cool. Give me the startup funding for that. I'm gonna build out my own business. So I'm just literally have to follow the steps. You cannot like, for example, write out on an official offer or take on any contract work before you have actually announced it to the authorities that you're trying to do that. Otherwise, they will be like, well, you're already an established business, so now you don't get shit. So like, but if you like be okay, yeah, I'm just starting out and I need like 6 months to do that, then we're gonna like, oh, 6 months, you sure you don't take 12? So yeah, and then securing the public funding and then building it out.
That's awesome. So the government's on board with what you're doing, trying to bring more manufacturing local.
Dude, it's fucking socialism. Like everyone here, like I don't even have to tell them the full story. I'm gonna be like, I want to do my own thing, right? So and they're gonna be like, well, are you sure it's profitable? And I'm gonna be like, well, it will be eventually. Here's the business plan. It's like, okay, we need the third party to check that up. And I was like, okay, cool. I already have a guy who's actually qualified to do that. So we'll put a stamp on it, and then off we go.
Nice. Oh yeah. Oh, do you
What's
still
the business?
want me to keep your form up on my website? The Change for Good?
Oh, we still have that. I completely forgot about that. That's right. Did anyone sign up ever?
One person.
Huh.
I think I sent you their
Wasn't
info
me.
back in the day, like Uriah or something is their name. It's really weird.
Huh.
I'll send you their info again.
Yeah, that would be good.
Do you want me to keep that up still? Are you still using?
I have a website now through Lovable, which has a forum that can connect, but like it's I don't know what's going on there.
All right. I mean, if we don't need it, I'll take it down. But
Yeah, just take it down. I haven't really sent anyone there.
okay. All right. Yeah, I don't think Anthony's heard your business.
Anthony is still with us?
Yeah.
I don't
His
know. I'm just
testicles
seeing
are.
his crotch. Yeah.
Oh, you lucky, you lucky, you lucky. Talking about my balls. What's the business? What are we doing, Malte?
I want to revolutionize toy production. I want to get things
Perfect.
out of China. Yeah, I
Yes,
just want to get things
perfect.
out of China and set up micro toy factories all around the world that's smart,
Perfect.
humble, and ambitious entrepreneurs all around the world can literally run their own factories and use recycled materials to produce local plushies.
I'm in. I'm San Diego. Dibs on all San Diego.
Yeah, Anthony, I'm sure has got some property you can throw a tank or a trailer
What
on.
do you, what do you
Yeah,
mean,
fuck
Greg?
yeah.
We've been trying to build the factory. That's been the goal. This whole lot, like, I've literally been trying to buy, like, so because I live at my grandpa's. You know, it's okay, but all the parents keep telling me, like, oh, when he dies, you're out and you're homeless. And I'm like, okay, I need to solve this now. So the whole trailer, vagabond thing was like my only option. And that's what I was going to do. And then my parents were like, no, we're not going to make you homeless. Stop. Don't do that. And I'm like super confused. But what all this is going to end at is with me, my own chunk of land, little fucking space and little warehouse to build all of my own products. My book, my board game, all of that stuff has stuff that I have to do for it. It's not just like, hey, click this thing and get the full board game. Like, no, the game's got to come to me. I have to 3D print stuff. I have to cut out cards, all these things. And so it's like, okay, I need my own workshop. And if it doesn't cost that much to get the things I need to make my own plushies, why would I go to China?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So what I want to build is literally like a turnkey factory in a 40-foot shipping container that you can put on your property, and you just have to press a fucking button, like,
How
and you
much
get
does
your
it
plushies
cost?
manufactured right there.
How much does it cost?
That's a
What's
great
one
question. I
container?
need to figure that out. I don't know. I'm trying to get a one container at 100K.
And damn, you're in Germany, so it's like crazy. So it's like, okay,